All right, so just real quick, some quick ideas on how to defend against the blade in lieu of what happened in New York, some weeks ago, as it relates to the Ryan Carson incident where he ended up losing his life to somebody who was holding, using a blade. So in a previous video on this channel, again, this is not a martial arts channel, it's my primitive tech channel, but I'm just going to show some resilient living skills as it relates to self-defense in these days and times. So as I introduced in a previous video, there's two ways that we generally will grip the weapon or a blade, and one is the usual hammer grip, we'll just say a hammer grip, or what we have is ice pick grip like this, okay, a reverse grip, or a hammer grip. So as a training methodology, now this is just a training methodology or tool. This is not how you're going to knife fight. You are going to get cut. The idea is how you mitigate where and how badly you do get cut until you can get to a safe position or a neutralizing weapon like a firearm or a longer weapon or something like that. But the idea is to escape primarily from the situation. So what I'm going to give is I'm going to give a high thrust, all right, and this is going to go into a slash and then a backhand thrust, okay, in hammer grip position. So basically this is going to be a U-shaped drill. So this is the feeder. I'm going to be the feeder, or someone is going to be the feeder, and they're just going to feed this. Now this is an aluminum training dagger. This is not a live blade. Don't train, just train with the stick if you choose to do this. Even a pencil will hurt you. Butter knives do have edges, they'll cut you. So just get a wooden dowel or something real dull. I have plenty of training tools, rubber ones as well. Put links below to where you can buy those training tools, but don't use live blades, please. Don't use butter knives, please. Don't use pencils and pens and things like that, because you can get hurt. It's good to wear eye protection when training as well, this sort of thing. So anyways, usually a knife attacker is going to feed different types of lines. I haven't analyzed that video, whether it's in hammer grip or reverse grip, right? So they can feed reverse grip in many different ways, okay? So this is teaching you how to deal with certain lines. So I'm just feeding a thrust here, making a U, bell of a U, and a backhand thrust, then going the opposite direction, okay? So this is what I'm feeding, okay? So I'm gonna have my partner here feed me this pattern, and I will demonstrate how we kind of defend against this within Filipino martial arts. So I'm using this tree. There's a tree behind me, and the reason why I'm using this tree behind me is because there is no escape route, okay? And depending on your state self-defense laws, if someone is attacking you with a weapon, or they're attacking you in general, you're obliged to run away or escape. This is in case this tree behind me is a loved one. I got my back against the wall. I can't escape, okay? So what we usually do, how we deal with this, is we're going to deal with using the back of our hands, okay? The back hands, because we're mitigating getting cut. Assume you're going to get cut, okay? That's just what it is, all right? But you're mitigating where and how you get cut, okay? Avoiding all the major veins and arteries. There's your whole spinal artery, your aortic artery, there's your femoral arteries, there's your brachial arteries, so on and so forth. Again, carotid and jugulars here. So you're trying to protect those. Those are your major arteries that will bleed out in seconds. So when he's feeding me that first thrust, basically to my throat, for the most part, here what I want to do is I want to turn my body so I face it and feed my backhand. Okay, I want to feed my backhand, because if he pulls it, at least all it is I'm getting cut on my forearm. Okay, I'm not getting hit in the throat and then getting cut out. I'm going to start to bleed out. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn and I'm going to meet it with the back of my hand. I do not meet it with the front of my hand, because this is where all the good veins are. Okay, so we use the back of the hand in Filipino martial arts. So he's going to go ahead and feed this U to try and slash my stomach. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow him as one first phase of it, and as he slashes, I'm going to follow to about 6 o'clock, and then I'm going to shift and meet as he backhand thrusts at about, what is this, would be like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, all right, on the clock, right? And again, I meet with the back of my hand. And then as he's gonna slice backwards this way, I'm gonna meet to about 6 o'clock and then shift back to what, maybe, what is this, 1, 2 o'clock, okay? So as he starts to feed, I'm just gonna follow there, and then he's gonna slash and thrust, okay? And about the speed is good, because what you want to do is get your body acclimated to moving in this position. Notice where my rear hand is, plus next to my heart here, to protect as backup or to protect my other vulnerable areas from the blade. Now mind you, how this works is usually how we'll train this is to put a timer on 2 to 3 minutes, and he can start to, you know, speed up, or he can slow down. I want to follow this like that, right? Now what I don't want to do is, if he puts pressure, I don't want to give it in. That's not the whole point. The other part of it is when he feeds it, I don't want to push out, because that just gives him the ability to cut and go to another line, you see, which now I have to shift. All right, so feed, slash, and now I'm shifting my body. There's much more to this. This is just a quick overview just to give some people some ideas of how to deal with this. If he was to go into reverse grip, go ahead and go into ice grip, it works the same. See, he's trying to backhand thrust me like that and maybe gouge. I'm just gonna feed that. He's gonna try to forehand thrust me like that. I want to, you know, avoid it like that. Now, this is just the drill part of it, to get your body used to it. The actual application of this, okay, is what I want to do is escape, right? So maybe I have to pass once, 2, and then 3, and then I escape. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. So he's gonna feed thrust here. 1, 2, 3, and then I escape. Okay, now there's all kinds of violence I can add in here, right? For example, if I had my own blade, this is a rubber chainer. So if he's feeding this, again, this could already go across the eyes or the throat just to intercept this. This goes here, that rips out, and I can escape. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, because now, as the victim, that turns you into the attacker, depending on the laws of your state. But again, I can deal with this. This goes into the groin or to the femoral artery. That can rip out. Okay, I can hit him in the back of the head with the back of the pommel of the blade and escape. Okay. So again, empty hands. Some empty hand options might be, and there's many. Is 1, 2. Notice how I'm angling my body. It gives me more time, more distance, and then I want to wipe this away. I can hit the groin, or I can hit the spine with the elbow, back of the head, elbow, and escape. That's the key. Now, let's go to the opposite side. So no, same hand. So let's say we go 1, 2, 3. Now notice I'm on the inside. Now the problem is, when I'm on the inside of his body, I have to deal with his left arm or his rear arm, right? Normally, and again, a trained fighter in the Filipino martial arts particularly would have their live hand or their rear hand close to their body. But let's just say it's out here. Maybe he's got 2 blades, for example. Okay. So again, it's the same thing. You're going to pass this. I can elbow, I can hit there, or I can just push and get out of the way. The idea is so you do not get cut. Okay? So forget all the John Wick crap. That's related, right? But on the inside, so you feed it back hand, please. So 1, 2, 3, I may just ear slap, okay, and get him out of the way. Okay? But know that you're dealing with the rear hand on the inside. Okay, go ahead and tuck that, because I don't want to confuse the issue too much. Thank you. So again, backhand side, 1, 2, and 3. I might have to take a shot. Elbow to the face. The deltoid really sucks, wouldn't you say? That was that's a bad shot to take, right? The bicep is a bad shot to take. Okay, even if you're shorter, the hip is a bad shot to take with your elbow as you run away or escape. Okay, now that's the training drill aspect of it. Lastly, for this part of it, all you want to do, if I see whatever grip he's got, hammer grip, ice pick grip, whenever this lines of attack comes, go ahead. I'm just trying to get out of it. Okay, but now you know how to, or I'm giving you some options on how to deflect safely the blade. This is a training drill to build the reflexes to do so. Okay, again, on the opposite side, you can feed that. See this? Bang, bang, and I can move, right? It just takes one motion. You're not going to sit there and fight the person. They're eventually going to cut you, and probably cut you badly, okay? There's more on this, okay? This is just a brief overview to give you some options or something to think about. I would implore you to find a competent, certified instructor in specifically Filipino martial arts. This is our realm of weaponry. Knives, sticks, swords, karambits, the little curved sticks, flexible weapons, etc., etc. Seek out a competent instructor. I'll put some links and some resources below. That's what you want to try to train for if this is something that is in your purview. You're afraid of being attacked by a blade or something like that. There's tons of gun disarms and things like that that I could go into. But this is outside of the purview of this video. Now lastly, what I'm going to give you is some disarms, okay? Now, people find this the cool stuff or the flashy stuff because of the movies. Don't be brainwashed by the movies. They choreograph these things and they play them out over and over and over and over again so it looks natural and smooth. Disarms are incidental or accidental, all right? So, for example, if you go back in a hammer grip. So, again, if he's going to feed that thrust, which we call a number 6 line here, just my first striking motion, right? Just me hitting his ulna alone might cause him to drop his weapon. Bang. Okay? And then I still escape. Okay? So it's still the same, right? So that would be kind of incidental contact. Just me going bang. I have my sarong here. Again, if I know I got my back to the wall and I'm gonna have to face somebody, I take my jacket off, my sweater off, my shirt off, you know, jean pants, shirt, what else, short, whatever. It's life or death, doesn't matter. I don't care how I look, right? I'm dealing with somebody with a blade. Bang. Yeah, he might cut me, but he's got to go through an extra layer, right? So I'm gonna bang, knock this out, okay? And the same thing on the opposite hand, right? If he feeds the other side, okay, the same thing. I can just by the sheer the impact of hitting it most likely will disarm. Don't count on that. So what we'll do is, I'll give you one for each hand. Okay. Is from number 1, I'm gonna give you 2 disarms one from ice pick and 1 from hammer grip. First hammer grip. So going to hammer grip with your right hand. There you go. So I'm gonna go slowly with this. This is gonna guide this down. Basically, this is why you keep your rear hand up, to catch his thumb pad. Okay? Use the back of my hand on the flat of the blade, but again, you may not always get it. That means you might get cut. If it's double-edged like this trainer is, and by my pulling the pad of his thumb and me pushing out with my forearm, that's the strip. And then grab, elbow, escape. Okay? If you hammer grip in the other hand, I'll do it the opposite way. So a shift. I'm going to keep this hand here. I'm going to bring this down to my other hand. Okay, and I'm trapping it with the pad of the thumb. Use the back of my hand and strip close to the arm, or excuse me, the hand. Strip down. Boom, hit, escape. Okay? So in real time, real quickly, okay, so in real time, this would kind of look something like this. Okay, you feed the other side too if you want to. Boom, right? Oftentimes, we'll feed the line. So if I know that's a wide strike coming, I'm gonna feed that line and then deal with this arm. See, that was a strip hit. Okay. What's bad is if I have a blade too. Just some options to show you kind of the beauty of the Filipino martial arts. But don't do this at home. So feed the hammer grip first. So again, same thing here. This inserts, that inserts. Okay? Hit, 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 like that. Okay? You all right? Yep. Shoulders. But let's not worry about all that. Now he's gonna give me a ice pick grip, which is the most common. You know, it's around Halloween time to 2023, so everybody's doing the so this is the most common stroke, and it usually comes down even at an angle. Your natural reflex is to try to protect your head in that, which is good. Take this hand that's for defending. Sometimes it implants in your arm, that's just fine, as long as it's not in your throat, okay? But you want to turn, let me just hold on tight. You want to turn so that the flat of the blade is on the outside of the hand, and I can continue, hopefully I don't hit my camera, and you can just spin it out, okay? And then escape. There's many different follow-ups, right? You can do the other hand, okay? So again, my natural reflex is kind of like this kind of stopping motion, with this blocking motion. I want to grab, all right? And there's your disarm, you hit, okay? Now, lastly, I'm gonna fill this line and grab. I can reach underneath with my other hand, grab here, and return to sender. Okay? That's bad. Again, look at your loss for that. The victim ends up becoming the assailant. There's certain situations, maybe you got little ones you're trying to protect and you cannot run with them. Maybe if you have a good self-defense lawyer, attorney, you might be able to argue for you. Be careful with return to senders. There's tons of them. They look cool on TV, real life, they'll probably get you caught up. All right, so anyways, just to follow up, your disarms are incidental or accidental. You're just gonna feed me again, number 11 in the ice pick grip here. Basically block, grab the hand, flat of the blade, and just keep on twisting and run away. Other side, inside here like this, keep on twisting, run away. Okay, so that's what I just got for you. I hope it was quick enough, hope it was succinct enough. Again, there's be more in my Kali-JKD University site where I can go more in depth. Kali-JKDU.com. I'll put links below for more in-depth material on this sort of training and methodology. But just a little bit for resilient living, something to get your wheels turning. Again, if you choose to do this, do so, you know, safely. I don't recommend you do this or try to put your life on the line for just this short little video. You need hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of training to even have the reflexes. And even then, if somebody's coming in with all my experience over 30 years, somebody's coming out with the blade, I'm running to get something, an equalizer, getting out of there. You know, I'm getting to my firearm or something if I can't escape. Or if I'm in a job or a position where I have to, you know, I'm law enforcement or something, I have to take them down. So this is only if you have your back against the wall, you have nowhere to go. At least you know how, a little bit how